It's nice to see a change of scene, Thomas. I've never felt this happy in all my life. That will brighten up the museum when I get home, said Butters. I'm glad you like Tasmania, but I've got some feeling I should tell the Fat Controller this visit of yours. Georgia told me you weren't supposed to be a tourist car, as it costs a lot of money. Thomas explained. I can tell him you can take me back the old way by rail, and I'll tell the museum director the story. The old car made a wink on his headlight. Just as Butters finished talking, Georgia arrived. He was surprised to see the Graf and Stift car. Hello? You must be the Graf and Stift double Phaeton from 1910. I haven't seen you for years, he exclaimed. Thomas told me your name, but we haven't been properly introduced. I'm Butters. And he said you were from 1921, which is lucky for you, because you had better preservation. Thomas told Georgia he met him in the workshop where he was mended, and they were talking of his dream holiday. That's lucky for you to have the Minis help you. I'd best do the last tour before the blue car comes upon you. Georgia rested in his shed. Thomas and Butters decided to visit Snug. When they got there, they went up into the top woods to Gordon's Hill Lake. This is the last place for you to look at before you head home, Butters. An Austin car like yourself has been close to a lake such as this, chirped Thomas. It's beautiful, Thomas. Never have I seen this when being in Sarajevo, exclaimed Butters. He had time to enjoy it before it was time to head back to Wedge Avenue, as they just realized the bridge was too long for the journey home. Just before they left, the Fat Controller came up in his car. What's going on, Thomas? What is Oster's car doing away from the museum? It's not supposed to be on the road, he asked. I met him in the workshop in Vienna, sir. He told me he wanted a holiday, said Thomas. He can tell you the full story. That's right. We began to think we should tell you the truth. I was taken from the Millers as they were wanting to help me tour Tasmania, so I could find my way back towards Avenue just to avoid the long ride on the bridge, explained Butters. And he told him the tale of when he managed to get her by road. It's all very well to talk of your absence, but the museum director wants you back where you belong in the first place, said the fat controller. I should think so, said a voice. They all looked up. It was the museum director who had taken Bertie the bus after he took a plane to get to my state. We didn't like you wandering away from the museum as your age is 110. Sorry to frighten you, sir, but you'd be glad to know I haven't got another dent in me. I'm still in one piece, said Butters. You caught us as we finished the tour. It's sort of my idea. We arranged this holiday so as to make him less miserable, said Thomas. You best make up for his untold leave. Not today, as it's late, said the museum director. There wasn't any time for the long journey back to Devonport, and Butters had to stay in the workshop back in Kingston Station. Thomas was thinking before he slept. I'd better tell the car he can drive towards Avenue, but the museum director might be hard to convince if he can accept this shortcut idea. But as night was up, Butters drove up to Thomas. He was wanting to tell him he had to plan his next move. I need to head back towards Avenue tomorrow. You might come with me to make sure nothing stirs up. It's to be the last secret task to do, said he. I hope he doesn't know we're heading back in secret, said Thomas. Don't worry, you two. I got him. He's sleeping in one of my seats, so the three of us will head there together, said Bertie, who drove up. Relief filled them. When 6 o'clock came, they started heading back towards Avenue, with the museum director fast asleep. They filled up with saw water and crew, then left Kingston. We went along separate routes to meeting up in Cambridge on the same highway, then went through Sorrel and along Dunalley. At last, after many kilometers, we arrived in Wedge Avenue. Barter saw the gap in the woods just through the tree trunks. He went in at first, followed by Bertie. "Goodbye," whispered Thomas. The two vehicles came into the same wood in Austria. A troop through the village Barters came to before and went all the way to the museum. As soon as they got there, the old car sneaked back inside, and Bertie stopped at a bus stop just in time for the museum director to wake up, wondering what had happened. He got out, finding he was back at the museum, only with the red bus. "Where's Thomas? He's supposed to bring back the car," he asked Bertie. "Oh, you worry no more, sir. He's back in the museum," said Bertie cheerfully. his passenger did so, and when he walked into the third room, he saw the Graf and Stift car in display just as before. That engine does surprise me. I don't know how you arranged your holiday, but I hope you don't wander off again, he said to his great relief. He was glad to see, too, he was still the same. Or was he the same? He noticed the Aussie flag left in his door pocket. He took it out to look. You can keep that at the reception desk, sir, if you can't have it in me, chuckled Butters. Indeed I would. You can't have two flags. What you've got is enough. Outside, Bertie was driving back to the warehouse to meet Thomas in Wedge Avenue. He met him in the wood, telling him he was back where he was put in the first place. It's not as if he's going back to display days or anything, Thomas. Come on, or tell the fat controller. Or tell him, Bertie. But we can't tell anyone else this. Except my friends and your friends, of course. Things were back to normal after the peculiar days were over. No one ever knew the untold visit of Butters, as the papers were never written. Life went on as everyone worked on things that had to go through. After that, the Graf and Stift double Phaeton remained put, till he felt like visiting Tasmania again, only hoping to not worry the museum director, although the Aussie flag was never given to the reception desk. It was back in his pocket door.